I'm happy Cole's there because the next post is not so nice to Cole. We love him, but this one's from @NBA_university, putting forward some statistics that don't bode so well for Cole's year and potentially what's moving forward. They write, Cole Anthony had a particularly woeful efficiency this season. He also had very little off-ball movement and perimeter defensive success. Cole has shown incredible flashes of shot-making/playmaking and is only 21. Will he improve enough this summer to beat the six-man allegations? And some of the things that NBA University was grading him on, a whole bunch of things, effective field goal percentage in the 16th percentile, true shooting percentage in the 26th percentile of the league, points per shot, points possession. You can see it. It's on the board. But it doesn't look good, Peach. How are you feeling? Like, these are the statistics. Does the Peach eye test agree with these things, or are you taking umbrage?
Okay, first of all, I'll say that, yeah, I do believe there is a case to be made for him being a sixth man on this team. But that's okay. That's a good thing because that means that we have a talented enough team that he doesn't need to start. He doesn't need to throw up all the shots. You know, for a while, a large portion of the beginning of this season, he was it.
Yeah.
If he was in the 20s, we had a chance to win. But if he wasn't, we didn't. And we didn't win a lot of games.
We didn't win a lot. That didn't work out.
I don't like to look at all these breakdowns of statistics. I feel like I love statistics. Don't get me wrong. Okay, I love the back of cards for years and looking at statistics and memorizing ones. But I like to memorize the key ones. I'm sick of all the new age ones they make up all the time and the war and war is just
what is it good for?
Absolutely nothing. Which is about all of these are good for in my book. You can pretty much always find some categories that somebody does poorly in and make it look like they're absolute garbage. And if you just handed this slide to somebody, you'd think this guy is garbage and how is he even on an NBA team? So it's not really a good representation of who he is. And I feel like you shot back well on our behalf on Twitter. And
yes.
To that, I'm reaching across for the handshake right now.
Thank you, Peach. It means a lot.
You know what? When we write on those things, it's usually just one of us doing the thing. But I read that and I was like, yeah, I would have wrote that.
Agreed.
Good job.
So what I wrote in reply to this was these stats don't capture heart of the team, leadership, hard work, or work out ball thrusting. Please revise.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that you very nicely asked them to think about revising. Now, this guy's got a job to do. He works at NBA University. He saw all these stats, and so he's just putting them forth. Yeah. People can do with them what they want. You know what I want to do with them? Meh.
Yeah.
I'm not ignoring them. I'm just saying, meh.
That's the problem with America these days. All these expensive private universities. This NBA University guy, gatekeeping people.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
He spent all that time putting all these stats together to prove nothing and change nothing. It's not like Coach Mosley's going to sit down and be like, oh, I didn't realize all this was going on. To the bench with you. He'll be our 10th man.
Yeah, but I guess the deeper question is we're talking about the sixth man. Some other folks in Orlando Magic Twitter, like Joshua West, I've seen him a bunch. He'll say that his defense did somewhat improve by the end of the year, but he's still the worst screen navigator of our guards, but the effort was better, and Suggs helps him be in the right places. Sneaky Takes says six-man allegations isn't even trying to be disrespectful. That's just what would be the best he would be the best at and would be one of the best in the league. Mm-hmm. I think that's a good point. Like, there's no slouch in being a six-man of the year candidate.
Absolutely not. No, that's kind of what I was referencing at the beginning is I just feel like that's a good problem to have. And if he's the guy that runs our bench squad when they come out,
yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm for that. And then if somebody gets hurt, he slots into the beginning, go at it. I think that's a good problem to have. I'm for it. Yeah, obviously there were some numbers of Coles that started to tail off as the season went on, but everybody's finding themselves. Everybody's figuring out where they fit in on this thing. I'm not worried, and things like this don't worry me. If these kind of stats show up for 3 years in a row and you're still starting, then it gets to be worrisome.
Right.
But
it's kind of been a couple years.
His
now,
second season.
Yeah.
In the NBA. Let's relax a little.
Yeah. I guess I have concerns. It
was a weird ass season.
It was. Yeah. And he was. Yeah. People were in and out. He was in and out a little bit. I mean, it was a rotating cast. It was tough to navigate.
It was strange.
Yeah. Well, I got a question for you. What would you rather, because I think the post brings up a good point for me, is his off the ball movement.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see Cole kind of running off screens enough,
No.
being an off the ball threat. Would you prefer him kind of work on that a little bit this summer, or would you prefer just him focusing on ball handling and being our ball handler when he's in the game?
I'd rather see him be the ball handler, distributor,
Yeah.
kind of like Fultz when Fultz isn't there kind of
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
I think it's good for everybody to learn to move without the ball. That's one of the
sure.
first things I learned when I got into basketball is it's like if you're on offense and you don't have the ball and you're not moving, you're doing nothing unless you're setting a screen. But even when you go to set a screen, you go to set
you
the
move
screen.
to it.
So if you're just standing around the three-point line, you're not doing anything. Like
Yeah.
I get that's a lot of the modern NBA is to just stand on the perimeter and wait till everybody sucks in and then be there, available to hit the three. But like, go ahead and feel free to cut. There's a lot of baskets to be had. Ask Franz Wagner.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
just move. Find the open gaps. Don't
Yeah.
just rely on your guy lagging off you. Actually make yourself available for cuts. Most of these teams in the NBA playoffs, so when
Right,
they
I
need
was
big
gonna say
buckets,
that,
that's
yeah.
what they're doing. They're
Right.
running plays. Guys are cutting. Sometimes it goes. The guy looks like he's going to pick, and he just cuts into the hole. Like there's a lot of ways you can get movements in the NBA. And so yeah, if he's just being stagnant and passing the ball off and then just hanging out at the outside, shouldn't do that. But that kind of goes for every player. Everybody ought to look to cut, and make themselves available to be a shooter and to be open and to do something valuable with the ball.
Peace wisdom.